It's Tia. It's been a Mississippi minute, but we bite, baby.
What's up, Pink Posse? It's your girl, Ja. And yep, we back at it like a crack addict.
It's your girl, Jiggy, aka Tanika. Listen, pull up on us. It's time to cut up, because we back.
What's up, Pink Posse? It's your girl, Kogi, and we're back. Pink Sunday Radio. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Pink Sunday Radio. Hope everyone had a wonderful week. Of course, I have my girl, Tia.
Hello.
Jiggy.
Hey, y'all.
Ja.
What's up, Pink Posse?
And our special guest, FM New Money, has already showed up. What's up with you?
Yes, in the building.
All right, he's in the building. So before we get started with him, we are going to give you guys our Black queer icon of the week, and that is Pink Sunday Radio celebrates Pride Month 2023 by highlighting Black queer icons in entertainment.
Couldn't even get an audition for the role I originated as Uncle Clifford. There were times where people were like, oh, no, we're looking for someone else. I've had people afterwards say, oh, I thought that Uncle Clifford should be like, maybe like 5'8", a little, always say a little more light skin. They think that just because you're lighter skinned, that's some indication of your identity on the spectrum. There's so many archaic things that happen that have happened to me along this journey, and standing in this moment in time right now, it's like, baby, I know there ain't nothing I can't do. From the childhood of having the moniker of uncle, but still identifying as she and her, there is a juxtaposition that happens there that requires you to see all of her. Requires you to see all of the person. So when I think of Uncle Clifford, I think Uncle Clifford is a beast. I thank you for loving on Uncle Clifford, this non-binary person with such love, care, and tenderness. The ferocity in which you guys embrace her is absolutely amazing. I hope that through my portrayal of Uncle Clifford, people are inspired to write.
Well deserved, okay? Well deserved. So that was our Black queer icon of the week. Now, without further ado, you know him as the pen behind Lil Murda's tracks. Okay? Sit on my lap, gang. I know you. I see you. I see
We
you.
in the building.
I see you. I see y'all in the chat, okay? But he's also a producer, and we are so excited to have you on the show, young man. We appreciate you for stopping by. I think my first question to you is, you started out catering, correct? On set. I mean, I think we're going to start there. How did you start catering, first of all? And just kind of give us a little journey.
To be honest, like, catering kind of fell into my lap. My grandmother's, my late grandmother, her boyfriend used to work for catering. He used to always just talk about, like, boy, they working me to death. And I was still outside at the time. Like, I really wasn't. I always knew how to cook. Like, I just like to eat, so I learned how to cook. So. But one day I just started catering, and that was like when I was 22 or whatever. But fast forward years later, I still was doing catering on and off. I did music like my whole life. So when I'm not catering, I'm making music. When I'm catering, I'm making music. At the end of the day, I'm gonna make my music, and it's not really for anybody else. It's really just like a therapy thing for me. So I don't really talk to a lot of people, so I write a lot. You know what I mean? But one day I was on catering, and PValley, I was catering PValley Sound Week, and I actually wasn't supposed to work the show. I was just supposed to do Sound Week, but I left a stain on everybody, I guess. So they requested for me to come back before they knew I knew how to do music. So that's how that came about. But I made friends with Katori and Alphonse and Tyler and everybody really before I really knew what the show was about or who was who. I didn't even know Katori was the showrunner. Like, I thought Katori was like working in like the hair department or something. Like,
not the hair department.
you like real talk. Like, Katori is so low key. You would not you would not know. You would not know. I did not know she was, and she always used to order this omelet with jalapenos and onions and cheese. So
You remember the order, okay?
Okay.
I'm fine now. I'm fine with the cooking. Like,
okay. Okay. I saw you on live the other day making salmon croquettes. I said, okay.
Well, now I want to make some.
Yeah.
I haven't made croquettes in a minute.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So that was her order, and y'all just instantly just started vibing.
Actually, like, when they took me off the show, they brought, like, I play music, like, wherever I go. Any show, Tyler Perry, any stage I work on, I'm playing music. I got to. So it's 3-4 in the morning, and I got Lauryn Hill and Erykah Badu going.
Okay.
Everybody come to get their breakfast, and I'm doing my thing. And so, you know, I guess they kind of got used to that, and you know, I got used to them. Like, I knew what they liked. But I really was about ready to stop cooking though. Like, I had been doing it for so long, and I was like, man, I need more money. I got to do something else. And one day I asked Fonz, I was like, how do I get my music, you know, put on the show? And originally he was like, oh, you have to holler at somebody in the sound department. But then one day he let me hear Falling. And he was like, yeah, they got me a ghostwriter. Yeah. And I was like, man, they got you a ghostwriter for that? And I was like, hold on, let me let you hear something. And then he recorded me rapping or whatever, and he sent it to Katori. But I didn't know that he had then sent them this music and everything. So it was like out the blue.
How long did it take you to, like, I'm thinking about me, I would have been anxious to approach Fonz about my music. Like, how long did it take you? Did you see him for a couple of weeks coming into catering before you asked him? Or was it like first day, here's my music, I rap also?
No, it wasn't. So one thing about me, I'm an opportunist. Like, I'm always, you know, trying to see what's up, like, with the music or whatever show I work on. So it's like, when I seen Fonz, I was like, I asked him what he do on the show, and he was like, yeah, I'm a rapper on the show. And I was like, how I get some music on the show? You know, he was like, oh, how let somebody in the sound department, you know, I don't really know. And then I was like, okay. And then a couple weeks later, I was cooking, and he actually came to me with the Falling song. And I was like, bro, this hard. Like, you wrote this? And he's like, I got a ghostwriter. And I was like, what? I was like, hold on, let me let you hear something. So I let him hear my song called Thuggin' For Real. And he literally walked off with my phone while I was cooking. He literally walked off with my phone while I was cooking. I was like, okay, well, he'll be back. And he came back, and he was like, hey, bro, you got to get a bag. And, you know, he dapped me up, and he was like, just, you know, take advantage of the opportunity. But I'm lost. Yeah, I'm lost, though. I'm like, what you mean? Like, and then weeks later, a couple days later, I started freestyling, and he recorded me. And boom, he sent it to Katori them, and, you know, a couple weeks later on down the road, Patrick approached me like, hey, what's this music I hear? Like, what music? Like, I didn't even know that Fonz had
Yeah. You oblivious to what's going on behind the scenes.
Very, like, Tyler walks up to me, he's like, new money. And I'm like I never told you my name was New Money. Like I never told you that. I never said that. So I'm wondering how they know my name, and the whole time they were, you know, recording to the song that I had and let them hear. So it was just amazing. It was
that seems so
really
surreal.
Right.
So you said you've always been into music. How did you originally get into music? Like what age did you start like really writing music, making music, and know that that's what you wanted to do?
I started writing music literally at the age of like 12, 13.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
And I was like after my grandfather died, I used to just write a lot. Because that's who I did hang around, my grandfather. So after he died, I kind of just like stayed to myself and was writing a lot. And you know, I know a lot of rappers, and I grew up around a lot of rappers. There's like Rich Homie Quan, Lil Baby, YFN Lucci, Young Thug. Like I know a lot of rappers. Like I grew up around these people, so it's like I was always around music. Yeah, I was always around music, so that's what we did. But that was just my way of expressing myself, anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So were you planning on like becoming a rapper or a star, or was it really just your personal therapy and you were planning on keeping it to yourself?
Honestly, like I've tried to like do the little, you know, try to be a rapper or whatever. Like, don't get me wrong, like I really just haven't really pursued it that much. Like I really like ghostwriting and making music and just, but like as far as like being like in the spotlight, I haven't really thought about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love to make music. Like if it you know, I'll put it out, and if it blows, and if fame comes with it, or you know, being a big rapper comes with it, then I'll do it. But it's not nothing I'm really just chasing.
Because
if you had your choice, you would stay behind the scenes, like you would just
that's what I was just fixing to ask.
Music. You prefer that than being on stage?
That's what I was fixing to ask him.
Well, I'm already kind of behind the scenes, so I would chase it if I could have an option on it. Yes, I'll chase it. I would. I just haven't.
So
I wasn't really.
Like if you had the choice, you could have as much money doing both of them, it would be equal. Would you take the fame? Like you just as rich being behind the scenes as you are the biggest rapper in the nation, and you had your choice of which one. You wouldn't want to be that.
I wouldn't take the fame.
Okay.
Wow.
I'd rather stay behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's more privacy.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And that's okay. For some people, privacy behind the scene works for them. And I think that is their therapy. You know what I'm saying? Staying to themselves, being able to write their music. For me, I think my question is, do you play any instruments? Because, you know, some people, they write and can play the keys. Like, they write and play. You can't do none of that. I was wondering. Okay.
I can't dance. I can write. I'm the only one in my
Not you can't dance.
I'm with you. I can't dance either.
Me neither.
I give you a mean two-step, but other than that, I don't got it.
You got the
no
mean
rhythm,
pen, but you
I
don't have
know
nothing
how
else.
music's supposed to sound, though. I know how to. I like my cousins and my brothers and even my daughter, my son. My daughter dance like. I'm like, you ain't get that from me. I have no rhythm. But when
So you don't be on the TikTok with the little ones doing the dances?
I let them do their thing. I let them do their thing. I ain't gonna lie to you. I let them do their thing.
So I had a question about that process, like being a ghost writer or writing, you know, for other people. Do you tend to write? Do they give you? I know you said when they found you, they started putting some stuff to what you already had. So once you got in within that process, how did that go? Do they bring you in and play the track? Do they say this is the beat, or do you write something and they formulate the music behind it? Like, what does that process look like?
Well, sometimes I might make a song on my own time, and just I send it to Katori. If she likes it, she like, yeah, I want to use this, and I might, let's change something right here in this verse, or let's change it up in the hook a little bit. But I love the song, or sometimes I might, it's time to work. They might already have a song that they want to use, but they need me to rewrite the song. Like, they need me to, like, we just like the hook, but we don't want the verse. So we need you to change the verse on this, and rewrite this. But for the most part, Katori chooses the beats that she likes. Well, I think I don't know if the whole team does, but if Katori likes it or whatever, then boom, then that's the beat we're using, and we just go from there. Like, they just tell me what they're looking for, and or if I get an idea or something, I'll say, hey, we can keep this part of the song right here. I can change this around, and for the most part, is when I first started making music for them, it was like all me though, like and Katori. I'm not gonna lie, it was like Katori, little bad cousin.
Little bad cousin.
Yeah,
we love Little Bad Cousin.
Little bad cousin got bars for real. She got bars.
Yeah.
Don't let it fool y'all. She know how to rap.
I know. I'm waiting.
We love
for track.
Lisa City.
I know. I'm waiting for track number 2.
Yes.
Yeah, she know how to rap real good. But for the most part, the process is very fun, and they'll give me a briefing on whatever they're looking for, how they trying to what they're trying to put in the song, and I just brainstorm. I'll write like literally 5 to 10 songs before we even make a yeah. And I'm not just doing it all by myself though. Sometimes they get other songs from other artists, and I might just have to change something up on their song. But other than that though,
right,
it's very fun. Like, it's very fun.
Right. We have a question exactly. I was just about to say it. I was just about to say it. There you go.
Would I take a role in the show? Would you take a role in the show? Honestly, I already have a role in the show. Well, I had a role. I was Rome's artist. I don't know if y'all caught it. It's like a little 3-second glimpse on the show. When Rome actually OD'd and fell on the table. I came in the room. I was like, somebody call the police. Call the ambulance. He ain't here ODing.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, when Rome was going night.
Yeah.
Not me playing Bird Box because I didn't peep. Okay.
Yeah, I got a little 3-second role, and I appreciate that because that was a surprise to me as well. I just wake up one day to an email with a role.
Oh, is that how that happens? That's what I was fixing that.
Okay. But I had the audition now. I'm not gonna say that. Like, I had the audition.
Okay.
So I had to, I'm nervous. I'm like, no, like, y'all for real? They like, yeah, like, you got to audition for it. I was like, okay, all right, I got it.
You got it.
Right.
I called a couple friends. A friend of mine, she actually helped me. Practice because I didn't know how to.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, her name is Blesseth Palmer. She helped me. She helped me. She helped me with my audition tape. I appreciate
love
that.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it.
I love that.
So season 1 and season 2 music were quite different. Like, I would say season 1 was a little more, as Murda says, twankly. And then season 2 was much more like trap and that kind of thing. When you did Katori say, hey, I want a little harder season 2, or is just kind of naturally evolved that way?
Honestly, I feel like it kind of evolved that way because Honestly, she wanted Lil Murda to start off as a struggling rapper at the beginning. Like, you know, his first, like they would say his music was sloth, like that, or whatever, you know. And I couldn't understand why they wanted the music to be so, you know,
bad.
sloth.
Y'all get off
It's
of
like
Murda's
y'all
top.
Right. Not too much. Not too much.
It was
I'm
slow.
like,
He's right.
but it's like I understand now, like over the time he really wants this. He's hungry. He, you know, so and he thugging for real. Like he outside, so he gotta, you know, he still gotta live his ordinary life, and on top of that, try to make it in this hard music. And then you know, he's undercover at the same time. So, and you know, being that being a rapper in the game right now, ain't nobody gonna respect that or whatever, you know. So it just was like he really wanted that thing. So he over time, you know, you keep it coming. It's like with any rapper. Any rapper who really wants it, you know, you keep putting in that work. You know, practice make perfect.
That's
You
right.
know, so Murda gonna be as big as Drake. You know, let me tell it.
Let you tell it.
So was it hard to make it a little less like you said, you were just saying, you're like, why would you want his music to be kind of slow? So was it hard for you to kind of be like, let me bring it down a little bit? Like I can't hit him with my hardest shit right now.
I couldn't take it serious. Like I was like, y'all gonna pay for this? Like really? When we made Sit on My Lap, I was like,
you know what?
That's
too
cool.
much.
Look,
Not
too much.
much.
Sit on my lap. Where the Sit on My Lap gang at? Get in these comments because
they out
he is
here.
trying to.
They in these
Sit on My
comments.
Lap lit though. It's lit though. I ain't gonna lie, but it just was like when I was making it, I was just like, my friend at the studio, he was like, bro, you serious? Like, I'm like, nah, bro, like, this what they want. So
that's what they want.
This what they want. This what the how long? I have a question. So how long are you and Alphonse in studio together? Because I'm sure once you got the job to be his ghostwriter, y'all really spent a lot of time in the studio. I know you like to be by yourself a lot, but are y'all in that studio a lot together when you're writing? Because he has to do the performance. So
honestly, it's like, so I do a lot of writing at home. Unless we're in the studio working on the song and Katori wants something changed right then and there, then yes, I can write something down real quick. But other than that, I do a lot of writing at home. But when we're in the studio recording and working, some days, you know, we might be in there for at least 8 hours.
That's a long time.
At least 8 hours sometimes. And then, 8 to 12, no more than 12. It's like a few days, though. It's like a few days. But other than that, we have like 5-hour sessions, though. Yeah, so, and it's all fun. You know, we work.
Yeah.
And, you know, if Katori is very particular about how she wants the music to sound. So if Katori leave a note, then we got to go back and work on it again, and you know, until it sounds perfect to her.
Yeah.
And then after all that is done, then you know, we sit around, we listen, make sure everything is good. If it's something needs to work on, then we'll come back to it. And, you know, but other than that, no more than on the regular, just a regular day, 5 hours. So
5 hours.
You said 5 hours like it was short.
Right.
Sounds like a
8 hours.
to me to be
8
in
to
a
12.
studio.
when you working, it's gonna go by so fast.
Go by quick.
Because you're having fun. Like making music is fun. Especially when
exactly. If that's your passion, that's your passion. Because we saw y'all before the writer's strike happened. Y'all was in the studio. I wanted to be in the studio with y'all. Okay. We were all sharing them clips and we were like, dang, Katori, you, everybody. Were y'all excited to be back together? We can't wait to hear the new music. I know it was lit. I know you can't tell us nothing. But
I can't tell y'all too much.
I know.
But I'm gonna say this, boy. This new music. Listen, we getting Grammys and Emmys off this.
Okay,
that's what we talking about.
That's what we like
Bring
to
it.
hear.
Okay.
You know we gonna do a campaign for y'all.
Okay.
Okay, you know we
Period.
listen. You
We
know
getting
we good
Grammys
at them
and-
campaigns now.
Now Alphonse
I'm already
is
knowing.
not.
I'm already knowing.
Alphonse is not a rapper in real life. So what was it like working with him? Did you have to do a lot of like guidance, or was he just like getting it because he does have some musical background?
I'm gonna say this. He could have fooled me if you're talking about he ain't no rapper. He could have fooled me because I'm gonna tell you this. That man got skill. Yeah, he got skill. And when I first started working with bro, it was like it wasn't hard for him to adapt. Now I'm gonna tell you this. He very good at acting and everything else. So when you trying to be a rapper and he already listened to music a lot, you know what I mean? So it's like let me say this. When y'all at home, when y'all was younger, and y'all had y'all favorite artists, y'all used to be in the room singing and doing y'all thing. It ain't hard to adapt to being an artist. It's all imaginary. I got it on my shirt to say imaginary.
Imaginary,
you gotta keep that imagination. You got to keep that imagination. That's a big part of it. That's what that's my personal opinion. So, but bro is he is not hard to work with at all. Like literally, like Once I go in there, I do my thing, and I'm like, all right, he'll listen to it. I can send him the song, and he's very talented. I can send him the song the same day, and by that evening, he gonna have it down pat, word for word. Don't know what he need to say. And then as far as
agreed,
putting that murder on there. As far as putting that murder on there, he the GOAT. Like
he the GOAT.
I can't see nobody else. I can't see nobody else.
I know.
Yep.
We can't see it either. Okay. So listen, we have sit on my lap game, and we have a couple of sit on my lap questions. We have 2 questions from Tansy and JT that we're going to play. Okay, so we're gonna cue those couple of questions up, and then we got one more question from the Pink Posse. So
my question is, did you write "Sit on My Lap," and was it supposed to be a banger or a flop? Because that is my favorite song. And will we get a part 2 of Sit on My Lap remix?
Not a remix.
My question is,
and then JT.
Go ahead. No, he can answer that one.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So it was supposed to be a banger for Lil Murda.
In his mind.
But yes, when he came out, like, that's why he wanted Mercedes to check him out. He wanted her to dance to his song, but she like, nah. But for the most part, though, it ended up being I'm gonna say this, it ended up being a banger to us, because literally we tried to make a bad song, but how you make a bad song sound good? So
yeah.
Because it did.
But as far as a part 2, that's up to Couture. I do not know. If you want one, we can. That'll be a good idea. We should remake to Sit on My Lap.
Do a remix. Bring somebody on. Bring someone that's on one of the other songs. Crit or somebody in on Sit on My
Lap. Okay. That's a good one, Tia.
I promise it will get the streams. All right, let's go to JT's question.
Okay.
So I have several questions.
Okay.
My first question is we getting a Sit on My Lap part 2? Because
they
some
love Sit
of
on My Lap.
me and the rest of the Pink Posse that actually likes Sit on My Lap wishes for a part 2. So is we getting a part 2 to that in season 3? If so, I hope so. My next question is, I remember a while back, you posted this song called Mississippi Mud for the Pink Posse to listen to on Twitter. And do you think that it'll make the cuts for season 3 since it didn't make the cuts for season 2? And my last question is, when Auntie Tori comes to you asking you to write a verse for Lil Murda, how do you go about writing his songs? Like, what inspires you when you're writing his lyrics? Like, do you go and like do some type of research, or do you just go and just think of whatever you feel like will match his character and just write it based solely on his character details? So I have several.
Okay. Okay. So to answer y'all first question about the sit on my lap too. Yeah, I just answered that, but I'm gonna answer it again. I don't know if we're gonna make a part 2, but we definitely should. So I'm gonna run that by Auntie Tori, and y'all jump in her DM with that too. And
Yes.
if she wants to, we can do that, cause that'll be lit. That'll be lit. And as far as writing music for Lil Murda, I, I don't do no research. A lot of it is real life experiences for me, past experience or whatever. So stuff that I didn't experience, and how I would feel if a lot of stuff that she write about, I be feel like she be writing about me. I'm like, you know, but I don't I don't do no research. It's a lot of experiences that I done been through in my past. When I was a younger teenager, I experienced a lot of stuff. So I'm 32 now, gonna be 33 at the end of July. Um, that's like it's fun doing it anyway. But when she come to me with an idea, I literally have to, like, when I did the not sit on my lap. See, look, y'all got me talking about sit on my lap.
See?
Get it off the floor with the Meg
Okay.
Stallion song. Get it on the floor. I literally, now that was a process, because I had to, the way that she wanted Lil Murda to look and flex in the video at the same time, and also, still send a shout out to Uncle Clifford, was like, now that was a hard one for me, because I literally wanted to do good off the simple fact that I was on the song with Meg Thee Stallion, first of all.
Of course.
And also,
And you
I know
did.
yeah. And also, this is Lil Murda's level up. So
Right.
we don't, I've been wanting to call him Big Murda for so long, but she always saying I can't call him Big Murda right now. And so I'm like, all right. Like, y'all know how many songs I done wrote with Big Murda. Like, I be shooting for that Big Murda so much, but that was a process for me. I literally had to. I think I wrote like 20 different verses.
Really?
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Wow.
I was so like, I literally was in the tub writing a verse, in the kitchen cooking, writing verses, go get in the car because the kids in the house, and I sit in the car for like an hour or two and keep writing, listening to the same instrumental over and over and over.
Wow.
I wanted to be right. I wanted to be perfect. I want y'all to like it. I want y'all to love it. And
Mission
unless it's something like
accomplished.
that, yeah,
Yeah.
So how did
I
you
try my best.
decide on the final verse? What made you say that's the verse?
Yeah.
So I got this one brother. His name is Big. It's my best friend in the world. My best friend. If I don't let nobody else hear nothing else, he gonna hear this music. And I literally come to Big every time, and I be freestyling the Big, writing the same verses that I did, and I ask him, like, bro, which one you think? Which one you think? Which one you think? And we'll pick out the best ones, like we'll narrow it down to like the 5, and then I'll send it to Katori, and Katori will pick out of those, and then she'll tell me, rewrite this, rewrite this, rewrite this, rewrite this. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. And then she might circle back around and go back to the original version. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Then we so Couture has the final say so.
Yeah.
So everything I do, everything that I do send to Couture, I make sure me and my brother listen to it literally 100 times. Like we got to make sure everything is right. Because it be big for me, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't never want to get comfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do you ever have something that you was like, yeah, I love this line, and Auntie is like, nah, bruh. Do you ever feel some type of way? Because I know as artists, we be sensitive about our shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, do you ever have one of those moments where you like, come on, man, I really was married to this?
I had one. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Not really.
Okay.
Not really. I would say I had one, but no, not really, because that's what they want. Like, this is my job, so like,
Right.
I ain't really too much set on like she won't let me put nothing in there like talking about somebody else who's not on the show. Like, we don't want to like I said something like one day on what song was that? When I make it up fat this bitch, I think that was that song. I think it was that one, or it was one of those songs. I forgot which one it was. Push that brand new jazz. Yeah. When I make it up out, I said something about Kim K. She's like, nah, we can't say that. I said something about Kim K, and she was like, nah, we can't say that. And I was like,
we don't need no Kris Jenner smoke.
Hell no.
That would have been a cease, deceased, and no cash.
Episode will not be aired.
Okay. All right. So I think this is a perfect time to take a little break. Okay. Here we go.
Are you an everyday hustler? Are you always on your steady grind? Are you a Black storyteller that matters? Check out actor and philanthropist J. Alphonse Nicholson's signature apparel line at 5grinds.com and pick up a t-shirt, hoodie, and book bag and tell the world who you are. That's FIVE Grinds.com.
every day is a steady grind.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. And he got that book bag for our Kogi mama.
Yeah.
Man. And a bunch of Pink Posse picked him up. So it's like at least 5 was cop this week.
Man. Yeah, I'm grabbing that crossbody because that's hot.
Yeah, that crossbody is hot.
Yeah, big shout out. Big shout out to Fonz. Big shout out to Fonz. That's one thing about him. What you were talking about, man, what you were talking about, New Money, about Fonz and just being a dude who got your back and who's solid. Like I was like, hey man, can you put out a backpack? Like, you know, I like backpacks. And when he said that online, he's like, you know what, Coach Mama, I'm gonna go ahead and get that book bag. And I was like, okay. And he really did that shit. So I appreciate him. I got my shit. So, okay, are there any comments? Let me see what we got going on. We appreciate y'all for coming today. Okay.
Diary of a Prodigy asked, what was your thought process during the acapella of 7 Pounds of Pressure? When the music cut and all that, people love that. Now, that was somebody on your team that wrote that verse, right? The actual acapella part.
Yeah, actually, that was between Deontay Hitchcock and David Fuller, 2 amazing artists, by the way. Because like when I heard 7 Pounds of Pressure, I was like, "What y'all need me to do to this? Ain't nothing to be done to it."
Yeah,
like, real talk. Like, because I wrote a 7 Pounds of Pressure, but when I heard that one, I was like, "Man, like, hold up, like." And they went with that one, and I wasn't surprised at all, and I was kind of rooting for that one. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay.
And, one thing about me, like, I'm gonna give you credit when credit's due. Like, I'm gonna give you. I ain't gonna cut you down. I ain't gonna hate on you. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, they did an amazing job. So when they did ask me to like write something to it, I was like, okay. So I changed a couple parts on it first. I mean, on the song, and I redid the bridge over. But Man, look, that song, that was for my thought process on as far as on the part I did. I literally was I was actually going through something. A friend of mine had just died, so it was already kind of like it was just in a different mode at the time. So when they hit me up and asked me to do it, I was out of town, and I was like, okay, I got it. So like the first two verses I wrote, Victoria was like, oh yeah, because I actually wrote. So I wrote a verse, and she actually was like, okay, you went past where we wanted to go, so now we want you to make the rest of it match. Like, you got to go deeper now because you went too deep. So she was like, it was great. Now I need you to even go. I need you to continue. Like, so I was only supposed to change a little bit, so I ended up changing more than what I was supposed to change because I went too deep into what she was saying. So it was perfect.
So having the beat drop, was that something you guys did when you put the song together, or that's something Katori and the music supervisors and they did like after production in the show itself, having it a cappella like that?
I think that was something Katori did in the show. I really don't, when I had them, when I wrote the verse and I sent it to him, and then we went to the studio and did it. It wasn't a cappella in that when we did it. So yeah, Katori them had to do that. So. But it was fire.
Yeah, it really was. It made that whole scene just so intense.
Yes.
I mean, the pen dropped in that room. I think we all was like, "What? Okay, what's about to happen?" Because none of us knew.
Yeah, that was. We didn't know if he was about to come out.
Right.
We didn't know what was about to happen on that stage. And then when he spit it a cappella, and it was like, like he keeps saying it. Fonz keeps saying he's not a rapper. I disagree. Everyone disagrees. But to spit a verse a cappella like that, the way he did it, like, bro, you're totally a rapper. Like, stop it right now. Because it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, he did an outstanding job.
He did an outstanding job. So, FM New Money, I don't know if you like playing lightning round, but we got a couple of lightning rounds for you right now. Have you ever played lightning round?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
So it's basically like a this or that. So we're going to give you, we got two categories. We have the women of PValley, and then we have Lil Murda tracks. Each one of us is going to give you a this or that. And just right off the top of your head, you like which one you like better or which one you prefer or that kind of thing. So like the first thing that comes to your head. Makes sense? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start with the women's of PValley. Mercedes or Farrah?
Mercedes.
Okay.
All right. So Haley or Miss Mississippi?
Miss Mississippi.
Whisper or Roulette?
Roulette.
Brazil or all I keep thinking about is her farting on people's lap. I'm sorry.
Well, that just took her out the running.
Right.
Brazil.
I love me some Chinese, so I could go with Brazil too. Okay, so now we're gonna go on to Lil Murda tracks. I'm pretty sure what the answer to this one gonna be, but Get It on the Flow or Screaming Murder?
Get It on the Flow.
Of course.
Okay, so Mississippi Pride or Fallen?
Mississippi Pride.
Okay. When I Get Out or Mine?
Mine.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Surprised at that one.
7 pounds of pressure or Champagne Campaign?
Oh, 7 pounds pressure.
but you thought about that because Champagne Campaign Hive is real. That is
Yes,
that
it
is
is.
top tier. That is top tier. Before we move on, though, we had a really, really good question. That's not a voicemail question from one of our dedicated Pink Posse members, Kendra. I'm gonna let Tanika read that for us because I really want to get that answer.
Yeah, Kendra wanted to know what is Alphon's involvement in the music making process besides him being a performer? Like, does he contribute to the writing of any of the songs or anything like that?
Honestly, yes. Sometimes his ad lib game is crazy.
Yes.
He might
It
come out of
is.
the blue with something like I told y'all, he surprised me. Like, cause I didn't even know he could sing. Like when we did the Minds, the song Minds. But if I had some feelings for you, but I ain't know, you know what I'm saying? Like when his ad lib, that was him singing in the background, and like
I didn't know that
I
was him.
Now I
Okay.
gotta
look,
listen to Minds after the show.
I didn't know that was him, and I love that song. It never, my
man,
ear never
listen,
picked up on that.
yeah, yeah, he's sneaky.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
I just want to
he
throw
got it.
something in. I see your mom and your sister in the comments. They shouting you out. They showing love. They
Hey,
letting you
I
know
be
they
trying to
here and
get to
support.
him.
So
Yep.
shout out to moms and
hey,
sis.
Tia Walls,
Yeah,
Miss Tia Walls, and Miss Chandra.
yeah,
Yes.
Thank you
yeah, my
so much
I
baby.
for
love
joining
it.
us. Thank you.
I was trying to figure out when to fit him in because we were
Yeah.
talking so well. So
Okay.
what's next in the New Money universe? So you write. What else do you do in music? You don't play instruments, but do you produce? What all do you do in music?
Yeah, I mean, I help find artists and everything. You know, I do a lot of networking. I bring a lot of artists together. I do produce. I ghostwrite for other artists and other shows as well.
Okay.
All right.
I'm quite sure y'all ain't peeped the music on something else, but I ain't gonna say nothing else. I'm gonna
Wait a
wait till
minute.
y'all catch it.
No, what you mean?
It's something on y'all. I'm gonna wait till y'all catch it.
Wait
Oh,
a minute,
we're
New
gonna
Money.
find it. We're gonna
Now
find
you
Okay,
it.
about
New
to have
Money.
us on
A
a
hunt.
Okay.
hunt,
We finna figure it out.
treasure hunt.
Now you
I'm
know
gonna tell y'all
PSR
this.
don't play. Now you
I'm
know
gonna
we
tell
gonna
y'all
be
this.
What you
figuring
about
this
to
out.
tell us?
It's right in y'all face. Like y'all really ain't even got to do too much digging. Like y'all already really own it.
Oh, we ain't gotta do too much.
Mm-mm.
Oh, we gonna find this
Oh, it's
before the
up.
day's out. Yeah.
It's up.
I need another hint.
Wait.
Right.
Wait.
I said y'all already own it.
I'm thinking something, but I'm like,
If I
is it
well,
something you can't
I don't
talk
want.
about yet?
I mean, I don't know if I can talk about it, but y'all already own the show.
Oh, all right.
Okay, I think
Question answered.
I know.
All right.
Okay.
I'm so slow and late.
I got it.
Okay, we'll be looking.
We'll keep
Okay.
them FBI eyes
Yeah,
open.
like you
And
say,
ears.
FBI is open.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well,
I want
New
to
Money.
say it. I don't know if I can say it on here. I don't know if I can say
No,
it on
don't
here, but
say
Yeah,
it.
I
You
no,
want to
can't
no.
say it.
say it because
Yeah,
Don't get
nah.
yourself in
Listen.
trouble.
Look,
We
don't
had
do
did
it.
something and got some people in trouble. We was like,
Right.
oh
So let's
Yeah,
no.
no,
So
we
you
don't.
can DM us later though,
Yeah.
and we'll
period.
keep it between us.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We got a
Right.
little
Got y'all.
pact. But yeah, not on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
airwaves, and then you got people calling you mad.
Okay.
No, I got
Oh,
y'all.
yeah. Okay. Definitely tell who wait, do we have a
We don't, but we'll figure it out in a second.
okay, yeah. I was like, wait.
I don't.
No,
I
ma'am.
was shocked too when I heard it, but okay. So in 3 years, so we can say everybody heard it here first. In 3 years, where are we gonna see New Money? Where's your name gonna be? What's it gonna be associated with? What kind of projects are you gonna be putting out? What's gonna be in 3 years?
In 3 years, y'all can expect me to literally be like literally the hottest ghostwriter in the city. I mean, well,
Yes.
in the United States, like in the industry, like
Okay.
period.
That's
In three
right.
years, you can expect that. Plenty of Grammys, plenty of Emmys, like claim it, like
claiming it,
That's
manifesting it for you.
right.
That's right.
Speak those things.
the hottest.
And we absolutely claim that for you. Now,
Yes.
outside of what you can't tell us, is there anything that you want people to be looking out for, projects coming up like in the next few months?
Well, yes, I got some. I don't know if I can tell y'all that. I got some music coming out on the movie. I got some more music coming out on another show as well. I don't know if I could. Cause I don't know if they ain't
Don't
saying
say
nothing
too
They
much.
haven't said it, but that's so
But,
we
We
need
here.
to look out for movies and TV shows and have our ear
Yeah,
for
I'm
that
working.
new money sound.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm working.
Yeah.
For the most part, I'm working very hard. You know, and I was supposed to drop a project for y'all, but I couldn't because I had something going on with one of the producers. But now I'm ready to drop it. So
Yes.
dropping on in July. It's gonna drop on my birthday, July 31st.
Okay. We can't wait.
So
We can't
July
wait.
31st is it EP or is a
Yeah, we're
full?
going. Well, it's got to be an EP now. It was gonna be a full thing, but it's got to be an EP now.
Okay.
Okay, we'll be looking for that EP. So where can they find you, New Money? What are your socials? Where can they find your music and find you?
Oh, I'm on Instagram at New Money _Nation. I'm on Facebook is New Money. Um, all my music that I have out is on all platforms: iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, Tidal, everything. Y'all check me out, man. FM New Money. You know what I'm saying? Go download that. When y'all hear this new music, I'm quite sure y'all gonna love it. It's probably gonna go bigger than what it's supposed to go.
Yeah, we loving everything so far, so I can't imagine.
I know, right?
You done had an unreleased stuff people asking about, talking about when Mississippi Mud making it down to the valley.
Right.
Oh, Mississippi Mud. I forgot
Yes.
to answer that question. I'm sorry. Look, I wanted that song to get on there so bad, y'all. I forgot to tell her about it.
It was so good.
I'm gonna send it to her again, and I'm gonna send it to
That's
y'all
right.
too.
Run it back.
It could work.
I'm gonna send it to y'all too.
Yeah, send it to us.
They be having me rep Mississippi. I don't know when I've been to Mississippi last. Am I cricket like I be doing it, so I know Mississippi Mud.
Yeah, send it to us. I really like that song. When you put it out, I was like, yo, this is fire. Yeah.
I got a lot of songs I did for Murder that y'all ain't heard. I know I could put them out. I don't know. I'm gonna let y'all hear.
An unreleased Lil Murda EP.
Right.
Okay.
We would listen to it.
If I can do that, I will. If I can do
Put it
that,
on the underground.
Okay, we'll see what can happen. Thank you so much for coming. This was such a dope interview.
Yeah.
Like what
Thank
you do for Murda on the show. Like Murda, Alphonse said in an interview recently that y'all very specifically didn't want to make TV music, and mission totally accomplished.
Indeed.
Because these songs can be listened to anytime, anywhere. I remember, I think I was on Twitter, Facebook, one of those, when 7 Pounds and a couple of songs came out, and people were like, who is writing this for who is his writer? Because this shit is so fire, especially for TV. Because like the last time we had something anywhere near, I think was Empire, where we actually have music we could listen to. So like this was like the next level of that, and it's just amazing because all this stuff be going triple platinum in my car.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you
every
day.
Thank y'all.
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all love it, man.
Yeah, I have a Lil Murda playlist, like for real.
Right.
100%.
I can always listen.
We waiting for Alphonse to stop capping, talking about he not no rapper, because between the two of y'all,
especially the ad libs and like on Screaming Murda, how he changes his cadence, like every verse. And I'm like, I know, like it's rappers been in the game forever that it's the same sound, which is okay because if that's their sound, that's their sound. But for a non-rapper to change his cadence like 3 or 4 times in one song, like get out of here with you not a rapper.
Yeah. Right. It's hotness.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Screaming Murda is a good song. I actually wrote Screaming Murda.
Oh, did you?
Yes. I love that song.
Yeah.
That's an undercover bop. People wasn't liking it at first because that's what I call the push-up song when Lil Murda had heard my Uncle Clifford. But when I heard it in the car, I was like, what song is this? And I was like, oh, the push-up song. And I said, wait, This is fire.
It's fire.
Yeah.
What?
People sleep on that one, but that's a
They
bop.
sleep on that one too.
We ain't making no TV show music. We ain't doing
Not
that.
at
No,
all.
It sure ain't. It is really not. No
That
TV show
cadence
music.
change from verse to verse. I said, wait, because I had to think like, does he rap in real life? Because that's like unreal.
That's what I'm
he
saying.
did.
Mhm.
Okay, I didn't know
Murda.
you was the pen behind Screaming Murder.
Mhm.
Makes
Right.
sense, though. Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for coming out.
I wrote a lot on. Thank y'all so much. I really
Thank
appreciate
you, my
y'all.
dear. We appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna sing y'all that music too.
Yes.
Sure you do.
Thank you.
And like, see if you can do that Lil Murda unreleased tracks EP.
Yeah, go ahead and
They
check
can go
with
triple platinum in my car.
check with Lionsgate Music Stars, everybody.
Yeah, all the people.
Check with them.
I got y'all.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, my
All
dear.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Oh wow, what a great
That was
interview.
so good.
That was dope. Yes, indeed. All righty, girls. Well, Ja, we rewatched. Can you believe that we rewatched 207 this early, y'all?
It's
But
real
I
early.
can't believe it.
But you know what?
It's one of my favorites, though.
But is it top 3? You know what? Hold it
Yeah,
thought.
We're not there yet. We're not there
Hold
yet.
it thought.
We're not there yet.
Hold it thought.
You was a little ahead of yourself. That's okay.
Before we even go there, we gonna drop that disclaimer on them before we even talk about it, right, y'all? Come on with that disclaimer, sis.
All righty, everybody. So the views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the speakers and do not necessarily represent anyone that they, whatever, that we represent. You know what I'm trying to say.
You got it, girl.
We saying what we feel, and it don't necessarily, what other people think. These are opinions. Okay.
Yep.
So also, as somebody said something about us cursing in the comments, yes, indeed, this show is rated mature for language and subject matter. So we're gonna be cussing, we're gonna be using words and languages, we're gonna be talking about 207 and such. So
who said that?
You've been warned.
He
You
was
were discretion advised.
for cursing.
No, they wasn't tripping.
He said my bad for cussing, but we cuss. Ain't no thing.
Oh, we cuss over
in the
here.
comments.
Oh, no problem, sweetie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So y'all ready?
You ain't playing that at your wedding. Sorry.
Oh, baby.
Now,
Tansy, nah, baby. I love you dearly, but nah. So we gonna start with the first segment. Y'all already know because it's 207 Jackson, and it's time for the first segment. Rate the episode. Look at her up top.
I'm not even doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Hold on.
Child, the soundboard is sounding me today. I am having a hard trouble. So I'm back.
Oh my God. Okay. So rate the episode. Now remind us what
the rating.
Yes,
that's
the rating
again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the first rating is 1 mic, and it's Unc's Chicken and Dressing. Second rating is 2 mics, and that's Sit on My Lap Slaw, because it is slaw. Third one is Ernestine's Neck Bones. That's 3 mics. Fourth one is Wade Wang's Weed Wangs or Lemon Pepper Wet. We had to put the Weed Wangs in there because Jiggy does not like no lemon pepper wet.
And
that is 4 mics. And 5 mics is Murda Smothered Pork Chops, Candied Yams, Collard Greens, and Cornbread.
It's definitely not 5 mics.
It's not. I mean, according to that poll you put out. It's 5 mics for a whole bunch of people.
Yeah. So I did.
We'll do that last after.
I'll do that.
I got questions that need answers for the viewers.
Yeah, I did put out a poll last night. The results are in. We'll discuss that at the end. For me, I would give this I don't want to say 4. Last week I gave 104 The Trap a 4 mic, and I love 104, you guys.
104 is a great episode.
104 is a great episode. For me, Jackson, And I love the, I'm giving it a 3. I'm giving it a 3.5. I would say it's between, what's 3?
Grandmama's neck bones and dry ass neck bones.
Oh, the neck bones were dry. They didn't look good. The gravy, ooh, y'all. Ooh.
It might have been good. We don't know.
Ooh,
they might have been flavorful, but you need a little sip of some red
but I
Kool-Aid.
I don't want to give it all the way weed wangs. That's what I'm saying. So I guess I gotta give it a 4 because Ernestine neck bones didn't look good to me.
Yep.
So I guess I gotta give it a 4 then. I guess I gotta give it a 4.
You giving it a 3.5 or a 4? What you giving it? You giving it?
She said she giving it a 4.
But I really want to. It's in between. It's in between the neck bones and the weed wangs. So I guess I give it a 3.5. I guess I give it a 3.5. What that would be, mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. Okay.
We don't
Uncle
even
Cliff
have
is
the
mac and cheese, though, right?
Category.
Uncle Cliff can't make no goddamn macaroni and cheese. I know baked macaroni and cheese.
It can't be no Uncle Clifford.
You think she can follow a box instructions?
Oh my God!
Think she can do crab deluxe?
Is nasty.
Let's not do too much on my uncle now. She can follow directions.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, you know I love my uncle, but
I don't know. I feel like she just looks pretty and her man cooks.
You know what?
That's what it is.
You know what? But you know what? I feel like you know who I feel like can make a good little mac and cheese though? What's my boy name?
Who are you talking about?
Child, why did it go away from my brain? Oh my God, Big L.
Character on the show. Oh, Big L.
Big L. I feel like
Big L can cook. Period.
I feel like Big L.
You think so?
I feel like Big L.
They weren't too pleased with the wangs.
Yeah, them wings wasn't.
Yeah,
they were talking shit about them wangs.
Yeah, he burning them. Yeah, but that's wangs. I feel like he can probably. I feel like his grandma recipe.
I feel like wings are easier than mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, but wangs can still be fucked up.
Right, in the fryer. But I feel like he probably got a good mac and cheese recipe from his grandma, from Big Mama. So I'm gonna say Big L mac and cheese.
As long as you don't put no jack in it like he poured on them already done wings.
Yeah.
It might work. Cause I'm like, I get the motivation, but I feel like that's supposed to go like in something and be cooked and not poured on the wings.
Yeah, you gotta cook
that just came out of the fryer. Like, I'm
right.
Like,
so anyway,
is that why she did? Because that's your grandmama recipe. Because
what's
happening?
Yeah, 3.5. It's not all the way a 4 for me.
So it's a 3.5 for me. I was very shocked at these poll results. I'm trying to get these on here so we can show y'all how. Yeah. So for me, so I tried to think of a couple things. I like the episode. I like 207.
Mm-hmm.
It's one that I watched. I think it's a little slow of an episode. And I kind of judged it. So before this, like I've always said, I wasn't a TV watcher. Usually how I watch television is somebody either came over or I went to somebody's house and they started watching their show. So I usually would see shows like in the middle. Like, so I thought to myself, if somebody came over, I hadn't watched PValley yet, and they were watching PValley, and they put 207 on the television, would I want to see the rest of the show? And I don't think so. Like, I think that I would want to know about Uncle Clifford and Lil Murda. Like, I would be like, so what's happening here, guys? like something like that. But the rest of it, I think there was, like, I love Mercedes and Terica and Patrice and that thing. I would have maybe liked to see Autumn and Mississippi fleshed out a little more and a little less Terica in them. But I think Patrice is going to be more of a main character, even more of a main character in season 3. So I think a lot that we learned in 207 will be great in season 3 and some of the background that we've gotten, because there wasn't too much touched on it in the rest of 2, it's just kind of like we found out a lot of stuff and it's like, so what are we supposed to do with this information? But like so I think if I'm rating it next season and after whatever happens, it might be different, but right now it's 3.5 mics.
So last week when we were going over our 5 mic episode and it was like, it's not Snow, it's not 7 pound, Last Call for Alcohol, Ja was like, it's not Jackson. And that threw me for a loop, the idea that Jackson would be in the same breath as Snow and Last Call for Alcohol. For me, this episode it's bordering real close to Sit on My Lap Slaw for me.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 2.5. I'm gonna say it's Sit on My Lap Slaw with like a side of something that Murda cooked, because it does have some of the best scenes in the show to me.
Mm-hmm.
That scene at the kitchen with Murda and Cliff at that table is one of my favorite scenes of them two together on this show.
Mm-hmm.
And I think somebody said it in the comments. Let me see if I can find it, about them being reunited. Here it is. It's the episode that we finally really have Uncle Clifford and Lil Murda back together.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it pushes the episode up in a lot of people's estimations.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I had to write out my top 10, top 12 episodes because I couldn't really decide where this was. I can't give it 4 mics because to me, it's not even in the same breath as The Trap.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then my 3 mic shows are like White Nights and Savage. I can't put this. I mean, it came right after Savage, and I think the conversation just on Twitter was disappointment following up that great episode. And the reason why I don't give Savage 5 mics is complicated. We'll talk about that when we get to that. But that was a great episode, and this one, to me, it has to be too much. I don't want to give it the full just slaw. So it's slaw with a little something good on the side, because it does have some things that redeemed the episode for me, but 2.5.
Okay. So, I'm going to be called out a little bit already. So I want to give it a 5 because it is one of my favorite episodes, but I'm going to give it a 4. 4 mics.
Okay.
With a little macaroni and cheese on the side. Now, this is why. Yes. Like Tia said, it is a slower episode. But for me, like I've said before, I came into PValley because I was curious about what was going on with Uncle Clifford and Lil Murda, right? Like I saw a clip of them. That's what brought me there. So for me, this episode where they are reunited, but they are talking, like for me, I really love the conversation piece where they finally started getting into who they were, what happened that night, Murda going through what he was going through, grandmother, and even with, even though the Mercedes Terica part, it isn't my favorite moments. They have some good moments. For me, I really enjoyed watching them have those talks open up and get closer. And I have probably watched Jackson a ridiculous amount of times. So it's not a pick-me-up episode. No, it's not one of those episodes that's like, yeah, kind of, sort of, because once we get to, but like Love is already one of my favorite songs. That scene where they reversed, and is reverse the right word? I always say Uno reverse. That Murda handed Uncle Clifford that Uno reverse card. But even that moment, I felt like taught a lot and it's expressed a lot. There was a lot of emotions and stuff like that. So for me, it's one of my favorites. I won't say it's Snow necessarily, so I will give it like a 4.2. to, maybe not a 4.5, like a 4.2.
A little scoop of Mac.
It is one of my favorite episodes, but I'm okay with a slower episode that really packs a punch. And it's for me, like Uncle Clifford and Lil Murda finally sitting down and having those discussions and building the bond that they feel. Like I feel like they felt the connection, but this is the building blocks. And so it really just did a lot for me. So
is it a top 5 episode for you? If you think about your top 5 episodes of this show, would this be in it?
Probably so.
Maybe, because I'm trying to think I'm like between 2 seasons, because sometimes they rotate. Like sometimes I forget things that really, like I know I would definitely say, so see, I got a lot that really get me for different reasons. Like I love the Death Drop for particular reasons. I love Snow, of course. 105 I really like for some. Like I got certain ones, and definitely, we go into the stars. That was such a beautiful moment. Maybe, but then see, the end half of the second season has so many bangers, like that it's hard to say top 5, but it's definitely one of my favorites. And I think I've always struggled with that. What's your top 3? What's your top 5? I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. Stop asking so many questions.
It's almost like sports ranking a little bit.
Yeah.
I think for me, one thing about this show, and maybe this is just how I think, this show does such a good job of connecting things for me. Like first season, the lights, right? And last call for alcohol in the car. And then in 210, the light shining with Uncle Cliff's nails and they're in bed.
I love the callbacks.
The callbacks for me. So then I'll automatically put those episodes together and start like reflecting what the conversation was then and what the conversation is now, what the growth is then and what the growth is now. You know what I'm saying? So I tend to do a lot of pairing with episodes in this show. And so I think that's what gets me caught up. And I think with 207 Jackson, there isn't growth per se, or callbacks per se. It's a lot of moving pieces in 207. So I think that one callback for me was when, what's her name? Oh my God, what's what's the lady name? Shell. When she came in and was like, I just left Jackson, and that, or was that Jackson, or was that the other episode? And she was like, I just left Jackson, and I was like, oh, Jackson, her sister lives in Jackson, and you know what I'm saying? I do like how the show tackled abortion and rights and choosing. That was perfect. Katori and the writing team has been stellar and has been recognized for the way they have handled that. That's something that I hold true and dear. And I'm like, oh my God, that makes the episode. That's why I'm like, ooh, I can't give it a 2 because the richness of the story was good for me in 07. And I love the kitchen conversation, but I feel like it was so all over the place that for me, I just couldn't give it that. That's not my top 5 episode.
So for me, I'm not sure if I can really answer this question about what was the worst part of it, because my ranking of this episode comes from the greatness of other episodes. Like there are some amazing episodes, and there's not anything particularly bad about this episode. There's some great stuff in this episode, like I said. Yeah. But like in comparison to 7 other episodes, like I can't give it what I give 4-star episodes. I can't put this next to The Trap and say this is a 4-star episode, 4 mic episode. I can't put it next to The Death Drop and say this is equal.
Oh, child, The Death Drop
I can't put it next to White Nights and say these measure up. I have to lower
hate
my
white
rating.
nights.
You hate white nights?
I don't want to say I hate it, but
we're
it's
gonna
just,
definitely have
it's not
conversation
something
when we
that-
get to
that-
that.
it's not I hate
Girl,
it.
I'm like, oh,
I don't
girl.
hate it, but it's one of my
Is that your
not.
slaw episode?
I
That
just
would be your
fast
slaw
forward to
episode?
the end and be
It's
like,
hard
woo!
to rate that episode for
It's
me.
I don't know.
it's a-
I just
it's
really
It's
not
hard,
feeling
yeah,
it.
because I think these are similar and they're difficult to rate because both episodes, there's so much education that's packed into it. There's so much just real life.
It's a trauma
things.
episode for me.
And I don't know if you guys remember when I asked, because like people love 207 and then 206 was like hated, but I consider them both very deep episodes. Like the topics that we're dealing with are very, very deep. And like, remember I asked you guys, I think we pretty much said it's because we see Unc and Murda reunite. We see some of those things happen. So there's a lot more lighter notes in 207 than there are. My thing is for me, very specifically, the Terica Mercedes storyline was dragged out. And that was for me. That's why I don't want to say that's the worst part, but like every time we came back, I'm like, are you getting the abortion or not?
Right.
Like, I don't know. That's for me. And now that could be my cold dead heart talking, because
which you remind us of often. You have that cold dead heart. Tia's gonna tell y'all.
It could be that, because I'm just like, am I like, being mean that I'm like, are you getting the abortion or not? Because it's delicate, but I'm like, okay, you 14, shouldn't have been fucking no way, but you did, and here we are. So like, what do you want to do? Are you ready to take care of a baby? Because your mama barely being a mama to you, the one you live with. I don't have access like that. I don't have that kind of schedule. Do you want this or nah? Like, so that's my only thing. It's not a bad episode at all, but I just feel like that storyline was like super dragged for this particular episode.
Now, to piggyback off of what you said, that's how I feel. I loved some of the moments between Terica and Mercedes, but I also was like, wrap it up. Like, some of this journey, I get it. We needed it to see where Mercedes was growing through being a parent and where she came from and all of those stuff. But it was really dragging me along, honestly. But then they had some good moments, like that power slap. I was like, which I could talk about that a little bit later on. But yeah, I was like, wrap this shit up. That would be, I won't say the worst. It was just the most unnecessary portion of the episode for me. Well, not unnecessary.
But you know what is necessary on Tuesdays?
Oh shoot. I got
Tell us about that.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hey PValley family, make sure you're also tapping into our Noah's Ark rewatch every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Details will be on both our Twitter and IG pages. Make sure you're following us and use hashtag Noah's Ark rewatch.
So do y'all want me to put this poll up? I was able to get in here.
Okay.
Y'all want me to put it
let's
up?
talk about it.
So, yes, put the poll up.
Y'all
There
are
you go.
wilding.
Okay.
Wilding.
Okay, so listen, y'all. Now the poll still has 10 hours and 10 minutes left, but of course we are on the show, so we're not gonna even do this. Okay. Is 207 in your top 5 PValley episode? I asked that last night. 54% of you said yes, and 38% of you said actually top 3. 8% said it's not a fave episode. So 54% said it's top 5, and 38% said top 3.
That's 92% of y'all that have it in top 5 or better. What?
Hey, listen,
Craziness.
like I said, I'm pretty sure it probably has to do, a lot of it has
have to do
with the fill me up. Okay.
Fill me up,
I
nigga.
It was great.
think it has to do with the fill me up.
Oh,
Okay,
my
I
God.
think it just has to do it. And it was a beautiful moment.
It was.
It was such a beautiful moment to see the verse, and I think a lot of us though was like, "Oh, baby, no, baby, go and use that protection." Like,
absolutely.
We don't need that. Yes, the fuck we do.
Yes, we do, baby boy.
Right.
Yes, we do, baby boy. But I mean, reality is not everybody using the protection. But that's neither here nor there.
Well, but I'll shoot Murda some bail because up until this point, he has been an avid protection user.
He been on his shit.
Does Uncle know that though?
As he
Has
should.
you asked enough questions to know that?
He asked the one, "You good?" I mean, negative, good.
I need you
that's
to
all
see
she
it
needed.
on your phone.
I mean, that's it. You good? You sure?
She did
You
say
good?
negative, like she
Negative,
clarified.
good.
Good.
Negative.
Okay, well, let's do it.
Raw meat it is.
Let's go. Like the lube, they was ready. They did that.
Hand me that steak a little rare.
Yeah.
Let's do it then.
Yeah.
That's all I needed was.
Did you really say steak a little rare, ma'am?
Hey, what?
Okay, let's see. Like I remember watching it, and I was like, the only thing that really happened was that they swapped without a Jimmy. Baby, I ain't heard Jimmy in so long.
In a long time.
Right. Okay.
I feel like it's saying that's the only thing, but like those are two major things.
Very major.
Like them, like Murda getting topped and no prophylactic.
Yeah.
I think both of these are like, since we're taking the old words, no prophylactic.
No prophylactic.
Right. No rubber, no glove, no love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like those are some pretty major things. And they did what they were supposed to do. It's supposed to show a closeness, a deeper level, and all that. So I was able to
trust.
I be having to live in some fantasy with some of the things that happen here. So I was able to get into the fantasy of we don't need that because we sure in the fuck do. But for PValley fantasy purposes, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm. and that happened. But I mean, for a lot of people, it was like, wait a Mississippi minute. So I mean, was that your wait a Mississippi minute?
It was
that
mine.
is not mine, but
hold
up. What was yours, Tanika? Because you was adamant.
Yes, the hell we damn do need this condom. What the hell you talking about? What you mean? We don't need that. Yes.
Oh my God.
My good sis. Your mom died of AIDS-related complications. I need you to ask some more questions here. I need more than are you negative, good for you to be like, yeah, we don't need that. Now, from Murda, I guess I can let, he's been adamant about condoms. I understand why now he doesn't want them. I understand why there's trust here, but for her, she has a history of AIDS and HIV in the family, and she knows how devastating that can be. For her to just be like, okay, I'll take your word for it. Absolutely not. Like, I need you to grab your phone and go to your My Health app and show me your results. I need something. I need to see some paperwork. I need you to ask more questions. You ain't seen this nigga in 6 months. You don't know where he been.
That's what I was just fixing to ask you, Tanika. Did it have like part of it for you? Was it because, wow, nigga, I ain't seen you in 6 months. You been on tour. Like, we been broken up. Like, baby,
on me after New Orleans.
Right. Like, I don't know what the fuck you been doing. Like, So was that a lot of it too?
Yep. Like Noonie said, wrap it up.
Period.
Yeah,
Period.
Okay. So that was definitely your way to Mississippi minute.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, since it's a pause, I'm gonna throw mine in.
Yeah, I'm looking at you, y'all.
I know something made me feel like y'all.
What's your way to Mississippi?
So my way to Mississippi minute moment of this episode happened at Fill Me Up, Nigga. Because now let me explain. I'm gonna try to keep it cute because I know usually I'll be doing a whole lot. I'm gonna try to keep it cute. I felt like this moment was like so romantic. I was all in the love playing in the background and they look in each other's eyes and all the trust and all the and I was like, man, this is a real beautiful moment. I'm all in with them. And then all of a sudden it was like, fill me up, nigga. And I was like, what? It was jarring. You know, it was like, oh, we making love. And then all of a sudden it got real raunchy up in here. And I mean, I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm down with a little dirty talk. I like getting nasty with the conversation. I like to encourage my partner to climax with verbal, cues and such. But I just was like,
you will.
And then also, like, Uncle Clifford is still she. So why wasn't it more like, my fill me up, little bitch, or something? You know what I'm saying?
This is like the third time you have said this, little bitch. And no.
I'm trying to keep it cute. Fill me up, bitch is a lot. So, put some Lil in it.
Fill me up, shawty. Like, give me some.
Fill me up, shawty. Okay,
Little bitch is just a bridge too far.
Little bitch is too far. I thought Lil kind of putting a Lil in it.
Like you want
soften the bitch some.
You want
fill me up, bitch. Like that's a lot.
You wanted Murda to say, "Fill me up, little bitch."
Little bitch, I don't know. I was just trying to make it make sense.
I agree. The nigga was a little off, like, because it was like it, and it was so rough. Is that the word I'm looking for?
It was aggressive.
Really rough in what's they're making love, and it's the moment they're kissing, and they're gazing to each other's eyes. Then it was like, fill me up, nigga. And it's like, wait.
Murda was ready. Murda was like, baby, I'm ready to be a cream pie, but come on, man, a little oatmeal cream pie, a little Twinkie, if you will. But
I like the line. I like dirty talk, but I do like, what is it? Shot it? Like, yeah, I'm probably saying it totally wrong in my very proper talking, but that's what I would have rather. But it's fine. I mean, shit.
Yeah, fill me up, shawty.
I like what
that one.
I like what Diary of Prodigy said. They were still trying to show his masculinity while bottoming. Okay,
I can ride with that. I can
see. Yeah, I can see that. Because I mean, for the most part, Murda has been saying, my nigga, my nigga Cliff. So it's kind of like,
when I fill me up, my nigga. Like I could take that one. I see. Or does it make it too
That's
homey?
better than little bitch.
I legit can. I just can't.
My nigga is more a friend. Yeah, that's if I say my nigga to somebody, I'm more like my friend. That's not
my homeboy.
Yeah.
But the little bitch, I just can't with that job.
I don't know. I was just trying to make it.
This phase of their relationship, that's not a never. I just don't think they're at the little bitch part of their relationship.
Like maybe little bitch is more suited for like aggressive sex. Like, yeah, a little bitch.
Right?
Like if they were
maybe if they were role playing or something. I could see. I
mean, some people like a little degradation in their sex. We don't kink shame.
Okay, little bitch is more like Corbin and Unc. I can see that for them.
You can say Corbin being a little bitch.
I would see Unc saying it to Corbin. I can see Unc calling Corbin a little bitch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I can see those terms for Corbin and Unc, but not Murda and Unc. Absolutely.
I could see it further in a relationship if that's like what they were doing.
Yeah,
if they were like, we're like, you know what, I want to try this. A little bitch. Is that that's okay. That's good.
So they discuss some things, some safe words and protocols.
Yeah, I can see that. This is we reunited. We both been loving each other for for these like 3 business months that we were together before the 6 months that we weren't.
Right.
We in love. We in the house together. We going through all this trauma. Like my my nigga just committed suicide. Your grandmother in the hospital. It's a lot happening. So it was apropos for not the little, but it was
it's given that little bitch would be the safe word, if anything.
Little bitch is the safe word. Like, hey, little bitch.
So
it's like, cut that shit out.
Like, whoa, you doing a lot. Can you ease out slower?
Yeah.
Smoother.
Like, calm down, little bitch. You doing a lot. This is my first time.
Whoa. My favorite part of that scene, because it's so realistic, is Alphonse is such a genius, because everything about the mannerisms, like you have the dialogue, but the mannerisms are like
amazing,
so spot on. Like, and now I'm trying to think of how much that he like improv'd, because so much of the stuff that we love about the character, from the door tap to the ass slap, like so much that we talk about,
I know
Alphonse improv is so genius. But I watched that scene because I have to so many times when I watch the episode, because there's so little intricacies that each one of them
tells the story
that like really make the scene, and you have to watch it. It is it's such a magical scene.
That's crazy.
My way to Mississippi Minute is the fact that Mercedes just like got up and like tricked Terica and said we're going to TCBY, and then all of a sudden we're going to Jackson for an abortion consultation. Like, for the most part, I think Mercedes handled this very well, because I have said before, if my 14-year-old daughter was pregnant, I'm sure I would not have handled it nearly as well as Mercedes is handling it. But it's like, that I feel like should have been a conversation before we got in the car, because I'm kind of with Terica, and I'm not with Terica on much of this. But I'm kind of with Terica on like, you're going to trick me and we're going to show up in Jackson. And the other way to Mississippi Minute is, I cannot for the life of me understand what was going through Terica's mind. You're 14 years old, you in the car because you're pregnant, and WAP comes on and you start singing it like you Cardi B. Like, what are you doing? Wait a Mississippi Minute. What is happening right now? And then when Mercedes said what she said, she was like, like, hey, I realize you 14, but yo, if you fucking, you got some sense about you. Like, we ain't treating you like no little girl at this point. Like, we passed that point. So to do that, like, I can't even, as my age now, nosy asses, I can't even, as somebody my age now, see me singing that in front of my parents, my family, my aunts, and I barely curse in front of them as a whole adult. But to sing that, I have trouble. Like, I be hearing my friends, they cuss in front of their parents, and I be like wanting to do it, but I be like, I can't.
No, I can't.
My mom is lenient like that, but my other family members not at all.
Oh, so y'all be cringing.
I curse around my mother, but
when y'all be on the phone with me, then, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those messages. I was like, what is going on here? And you're like, me and my mom, yo, mama. What's happening?
That's how me and my mom talk.
I could never. Like, and it's not, and I'm sure that, like, it's just me and my dad now. My mom passed away, but I'm sure my dad would probably be fine with it, but just me, I have only had a drink once with my father. Like, we were out eating, and he had ordered something, and he was like, "Are you gonna get a drink?" Sure. Because it was so uncomfortable, like, with my dad, and like, again, a whole ass adult. So to be 14, pregnant, and you sitting in the car singing WAP, have you lost your rabbit ass mind?
Yeah, I know, Mooney. Like, yeah.
But I think that goes to show how Mercedes has always treated her more like a sister than her child. So she has that comfortability. She curses in front of her and everything else.
Yeah,
Mercedes
she probably wouldn't have done that
mom.
with Shell. I could see her not daring to do that with Shell.
So, Shell ain't having that shit.
That's what I figured.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, well, that was appropriate.
That's what Siri said too.
But that's appropriate. That's funny as hell, though, because that's appropriate. That's so funny. We're having that conversation about cussing, but then on the show we give a disclaimer that we curse our butters off, and we just curse it up a sailor. That's funny. Okay, but anyway, we're gonna play devil's advocate real quick.
Okay, but first we have an ad from our sponsor.
That's right.
Hey Pink Posse, make sure you're tapping into Pink Sunday Radio every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Follow us on all of our platforms so you never miss an episode.
Oh, not me forgetting that part.
It's okay. That's why it's 4 of us. Core 4, baby.
Yep.
And don't y'all just love the core 4?
And do.
Thank y'all.
And do.
And do.
And do.
Why anybody wouldn't like us is crazy.
Beyond me.
No, I don't get it.
Oh, there you go. I ain't gonna even do it with y'all today. I'm not. It's time for another segment. Tia.
This is really kicking my ass today. I'm gonna be better next week. Sorry, y'all.
It's absolutely fine.
Yeah. Okay, devil's advocate.
I don't think y'all ready for my devil's advocate, so I'm gonna let
I want to hear it.
Yeah,
No,
I'm gonna
Start with you.
you said a whole thing on Twitter last night. So
Okay, so
Yeah, I'm gonna let you start because I don't think I really have one for this episode, so I'm gonna let you do it.
And Haley are talking. I love my good sis down, but I really feel like she was in the wrong in a lot of that conversation because Haley says, and I understood what Haley said, like the money that was used to get this club back, I got from my ex who almost killed me and my daughter died because I was trying to get away from him. So I put it in this club at some point because I'm thinking this is going to be home and family. I'm thinking we going to have the club. It's going to keep going. And y'all, I've gotten close with y'all. Y'all become my family. Rona comes ripping through that bitch. And every 5 minutes we closing down, trying to close down. So right now what I'm seeing is the money I invested here that I almost lost my life for, and my daughter did lose her life for, is going to go up in smoke if we keep going in this direction. So I want to make sure that none of this is in vain. And the best way I can do that is sell it. And so when Uncle's like, but Haley, that baby dead. First, I was like, rude.
Right.
Second, it's like, so is all them ancestors and everybody else you just talked about.
Yep.
Like, what are you talking about right now? Like, so you don't think her reason is valid, but a bunch of dead people performed here a long time ago. So we should keep the failing club that could close at any minute instead of $10 million. I love you, sis, but no. Like, to me, I think, and I like, we rock with it because we don't like, Haley is persona non grata, but to me, I feel like she was kind of like my good sis was in the wrong in this conversation, me personally.
That was my devil's advocate also. And
like
it goes against everything in me. I disagree with Uncle Clifford. I'm a ride for Uncle Clifford.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I'm so shocked right now.
But like, what are you saying? I can't build me another Pink. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Like, and I understand that this is what your ancestors built, but your cut of this $10 million would have been more than your ancestors could have dreamed for you. So take that money and build something better. And like, I come from a generation to generation. When somebody dies, you take something from that house.
Yep.
And my mama gonna be looking for it in your house when she come. Where is that cake dish that you got from your aunt when she died?
Yes.
Whatever you have, and it's expected to be there. But like, you can build something better off of what they gave you, and that's just as good. So this was nonsense from Uncle Clifford, and I love Uncle Clifford down, but no, ma'am. Like, Haley's baby is dead, but Granddaddy Honeycomb ass is dead also. So let's be for real. Like, she was wrong.
My Granddaddy Honeycomb.
Granddaddy Honeycomb probably been dead for 40 years. And Lil Miss, what was the baby's name? Autumn. She just died. So don't do that. Don't do that, Clifford. Yeah, she was wrong.
So that was one of the many Way to Sip Mississippi Minute moments for me. So I'm going to shift my focus to, I'm struggling between the Terica Mercedes slap moment and the Mercedes Patrice moment. And maybe I confuse them together.
Is this your devil's advocate?
Devil's advocate. That's what I meant to say. Devil's advocate.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I said the wrong thing. Y'all pardon me. I must have really was into that Mississippi. Wait a Mississippi Minute, because I think we could. It was a 2-for-1 special for me.
It really can be.
It really can be. So, so to fuse those moments together, I guess, because I guess it's the same thought. I know Patrice did a lot in that diner. You know what I'm saying? But, also, your 14-year-old daughter is 13 or 14, because she's not even pregnant at this point. So maybe she's 13 going on 14, the early 14. We don't know, because we know she had Terica at 14 and she was fucking on Cortez in that time. So your 14-year-old daughter, which is already sucks enough that she's paying for your meals because you are not being the adult that you should be, and y'all scheming and scamming. But I do think it makes sense to kind of feel some type of way when you realize that your 14-year-old daughter is sexually active, and she's, I mean, I'm gonna give shoot some bail. Mercedes was using protection sort of at some point in time. I clearly not all the time, but I think a mother being upset that her daughter, her child, there has to be something. Now, she did a lot in all of that. Wasn't necessary, but given the time frame, that was kind of common behavior. And then fast forward to this moment, I'm in that phase with my children where I am trying to gentle parent. And my oldest is 24, my youngest is 7. So in my early parenting, I came from the parenting that was done for me. So of course, my older children got some spankings. They got some stuff I probably would not do now, and I'm in that gentle parenting phase. But I kind of do understand a little quick backhand, because Terica got outright motherfucking disrespectful when she went to this. You probably don't, have nobody in your life, and you mad because I'm a grown ass woman and you 14 and pregnant. Shut your.
Tell me about
this
love.
Is not the times. I felt like Terica did need a little seasoning handed out in that mouth, but also it's gentle parenting. Thank you, Nudie. Gentle parenting is hard, because that is the wrong one, but whatever. Gentle parenting is hard because you got to have a lot more patience, and you got to say things a few more times, and you got to woosah.
It is very hard, y'all.
And coming from both generations, there's been some times where I've asked myself, like, would this have been handled a little better if I had pulled out some of that old school parenting? And then I got to remember the trauma behind that old school parenting. So I throw a little devil's advocate in there. We know, maybe that was a little strong, but I feel Mercedes on that little quick, swift pop to the mouth. It was quick. And I said, oh.
So I didn't know anybody didn't like the slap. Because I thought the slap was like.
You thought the slap was justified?
Yeah, there's people that don't like the slap.
That's what my timeline said.
Yeah, there's people that really were like, it was too much. I can see it, but I've never thought that way.
There was some conversation about Mercedes should be doing doing the opposite of what was done to her. So they had a problem with the slap. Like, she should have had more conversation here than just backhanding. The backhand was much, but I
don't know. That was logistics.
It was.
It was only could get a backhand. We couldn't get that front hand in.
Sadie's had that hand back in her lap before Terica even knew she was slapped yet.
I think it's because the level of what she said is so I've never spanked my son, whooped him, nothing.
That's a blessing.
I grew up, it is, and I have a great kid. I haven't had to, and I just realized pretty early on that he's more of the consequences kid. You take stuff away, that was and I'm pretty even tone most of the time. which helps because when I'm mad, like it's like, oh, so like my friends would say, like, oh no, if you get to that tone, it's such a difference. It's like, okay, let me go do what she just told me to do because this is the tone. But and I like have like wanted to, like I've walked over to my son in different times, like ready to pop him, and I get there and I physically can't do it. Even with that, I was like, she deserved that slap. Even with that being like my real life, who I am, I'm like, because you didn't experience love, you don't know love, like you're a whole child, you don't know love either. This boy don't love you, y'all don't even know what it is. Y'all doing some stuff because you either saw somebody do it, heard somebody doing it, and that's fine because that's what happens. But to sit up here and think that you the love doctor at 14 and then to try to like indict me on my life choices or people I've been with, and in this case your actual father who like put me through the ringer, like girl, no.
That's why I always say conversations are very important before acting upon things. But I think in this case it was one of those times where you're in a tight space, something happens, and the conversation doesn't happen because it happens so quickly. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I keep saying those generational traumas, like at some point you have to break the cycle, and it just goes from one generation to the next, and it unfortunately is very, very hard because it truly does exist. I don't care where you come from or whatever, but it's very, very true. And I think the show does a really good job of that in this situation, in this specific storyline with Patrice and then Mercedes and now Terica. And it's a struggle for Mercedes, who wants her child and eventually got her child, but she didn't get her until Patrice elevated a little bit.
And I don't so much think she elevated, but we'll talk about that when we get to
I mean, when I say elevated, maybe
she wasn't as bad.
Not even as bad. Just, I mean, she's elevated in the community. Not.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, I agree with that. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, okay.
Yeah,
that's what I meant. Okay. Well, anybody else have any other comments? We have any comments in the? Oh wait, Diary of Prodigy. Don't beat them, but discipline is needed. If it didn't, yeah, please. Wait a minute. If it didn't want a whooping, we did physical exercise like holding towels or heavy books. Is that too far? Well, my grandmother used to make us kneel on rice back in the day. Yeah. So, yeah.
I had my older brother made me hold books over my head or out. That was crazy. I think that's a form of torture and punishment. So I don't think we should do that anymore. But
yeah, grab a tree branch. You come back with the smallest one. This one. No,
not realizing.
Get your little ass.
We had to go get the switch.
Go get your little ass back out there, and you come back. This one, no, get your house shoes, girl, everything. Like
my grandma and my aunts and uncles, they whatever was handy. It's been garden hoses, picture frames, whatever was right there is what you got hit with. Brooms. I don't. Whatever there. That's what you got hit with. Like,
oh my God. Okay. Well, guess what? It's down to the bottom, bitch, chat. Not collective trauma. Exactly. Diary of Prodigy.
Yeah, remember how we used to get beat?
Right. We had the family reunion and card night, game night. Y'all remember?
It always comes up. One of my aunts used to hit us on the hand with a ruler, and I remember being at her funeral and being like, I remember when she would line us up and make us hold out our hand, and now I'm like, man, maybe I should have. That's the memory. at the funeral.
Tell her eulogy. She used to beat us.
She used to beat us up.
Not at
Red
the
them
repast.
hands.
Not at the repast talking about ruler beatings at the
I
repast.
am glad.
But you know what?
As a culture, we are elevating from that.
I led into the things, like, even though, because those are some core memories that even though they sucked a lot, it still was like.
This is true.
Yep.
But
I don't say that I have a lot of trauma from it as an adult, but I realized there are better ways to parent. And my father actually said that something happened, and my son is an Aries, and he's very vocal, is how I'll say it. And so he said something, and my dad was kind of like, whoa. And I said, well, I don't want him to lose that and lose speaking up for himself. So I don't want to stomp it out of him. Now I'll kind of move it a little bit if it gets disrespectful, but I want him to be able to say stuff. And my dad was like, you're such a better parent than I was. And I was like, no, you did pretty damn good job, because I'm amazing. But yes, I got some different skills. So yes, I'm glad that we have evolved. But we're going to talk about what? The bottom bitch.
The bottom bitch.
The bottom bitch.
You know who's the bottom bitch? Murda.
The bottom gotta be the bottom bitch.
I thought somebody was gonna say that, and I just wasn't.
So sorry.
And Murda's bottom, to be exact, right?
But no.
Oh wow.
I mean, that's the only bottom bitch I can think of today, honestly. But I mean, last time it was the jukebox, and this week it gotta be the bottom. It gotta be his bottom.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say that I thought Uncle Clifford was the bottom bitch because our good Unc held it down. Murda said, look,
she put in work.
I need to feel you inside me. And Uncle Clifford was like,
okay,
I got you, boo.
Oh,
and Uncle Clifford did her thing. You know what I'm saying? She got Murda where he needed to go.
She filled him up.
Filled him up. Okay, and did you see the smile at the end? He was loving every minute. Okay? He got exactly what he needed. You know what I'm saying? So I got to give it to my girl. Because, me and one of my friends was talking about, like, if we could get into the whole pegging thing. And I was like, I don't know if I can do it. But I'm a good sis.
The whole
pegging?
I'm so nervous when Josh started telling the story. I don't know where
I'm trying to move past it real quick. We don't got a lot of time. I was just saying.
Last time, baby, we
I don't know
talking about selling your draws. So
you don't know if you can, huh?
Maybe on the good night, maybe a little alcohol or something. I don't know. It's just not something I'm interested in. I don't do booty stuff. That's a little too far for me. I'm not eating. I'm not.
This is a live broadcast, baby. You know this on Facebook and Twitter, right, Chef?
But I'm just saying, I don't. But our good sis rose to the occasion. That's all I'm saying. Our good sis rose to the occasion.
Oh Lord Jesus!
Wrong with a good pegging.
Wow.
Baby, you can't even edit this, child. Damn. I mean, I use a strap, but now you talking about booty and pegging and shit. Damn.
Now you done brought your strap into
it. You done brought your strap to the table. You got it on me.
What?
Talking about y'all talking reckless. Wait. Did we just get a strap appearance?
I'm just saying.
No. Okay. So the socials are.
Wait, they didn't even get a bottom bitch.
We ain't social shit. She trying to shut down this episode, which will be on our Twitter for you guys to rewatch for your viewing pleasure. Yep. Right after this, I was between Murda and Unc, but I have to give it to Murda from all the things Murda did, but very specifically with the ambulance and the people when he was like, it's ma'am.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
me, like, everything but that, and the going to the water for grandmother and giving her and bringing the water to her, like bring it to me, and he like instantly goes to the water, and Uncle Clifford like, what you doing? And he's like, you heard the lady, she said bring the water to her, I'm going to bring the water to her. So that plus with the ambulance, Murda is my bottom bitch.
Yep, for sure. Noonie, listen, hey. Oh my God. Oh, that's hilarious. So I already said bottom bitch.
Murda's mine. Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
John,
can you please stop cheesing?
Oh, I was reading these guys. My bad.
I was ready to discuss what.
I was reading Nooney's comments. She said we gonna chop it up later. You gonna put me on game, sis?
Noonie, what
about pegging?
You gonna put me on game, sis?
What is she?
I was gonna say
hit me up in the DMs.
I'm gonna put it in the group chat.
Right.
Like I told y'all, it's no kink shaming because it's very kinky over here.
No kink shaming.
It's very kinky.
Never.
Anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and close us out. I'm Tia. Minnie is Max on Twitter, and Tia down in the valley on IG, TikTok, and YouTube. Make sure that you are looking out on our Twitter because everything comes there first. Go ahead and follow us and go that extra step and turn the notifications on. So, I mean, you should have it in your calendar for 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern on Sunday anyways. But just in case, it'll pop up for you so you don't miss an episode. Ja, what you got for them?
You can find me on Instagram at ja_the_goddess. You can find me on Twitter as Ja the Goddess, all one word. And I just want to encourage you to keep the FBI eyes open because on Thursday, we do that Noah's Ark bonus that, we do after we rewatch on Tuesdays. So also on Friday, we doing that premiere. So, Tanika?
I am at your girl Jiggy on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, wherever the hell else. You can follow me over there if you don't already. You can also follow Pink Sunday Radio on Instagram. If you're looking for those bonus episodes, you can find those at pinksunday.radio.com. That'll take you to Apple Podcasts. And while you're on Apple Podcasts, if you can leave us a 5-star written review, if you haven't already, we would appreciate it. If you're watching this video right now live on YouTube, we would appreciate if you subscribe, like the video, comment, turn your notifications on so you never miss any of these videos. Kogi, what do you got to tell them?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Kogi_mama. We're also on TikTok. Look out for some new content over there. We also have a website, pinksunday.com. We've been posting up there as well. And I just want to give a special thank you again to FM New Money for stopping by. It was a great interview.
Amazing.
So make sure y'all follow him and keep up with him, you guys. And I want to thank everybody who joined us today. That was great commentary and everything. Make sure y'all join us again. And thank you very much.
Pink Sunday Radio.